At the end of the Clone Wars, Padme Amidala and her secret husband Anakin Skywalker found themselves at an impasse, with Anakin falling to the dark side to save his wife, and Padme wanting to leave the Republic, Jedi and Sith behind and run away with her husband. But what would happen if either of these two scenarios actually happened?
And together you and I can rule the galaxy. Make things the way we want them to be.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Obi-Wan was right.
Firstly, I want to go with the idea that's probably the most unlikely. Padme chooses to join Anakin, where he plans to defeat Palpatine and rule the galaxy with her. From here, we'll say that in the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, somehow Anakin wins, just to progress the story. Now, this is going to change huge factors in the Star Wars storyline, possibly the biggest being that Padme doesn't die in childbirth. Luke and Leia are born on Polis Massa, meaning that they all get to be a happy family. It's probably not going to last that long though. They now have to deal with Palpatine, who is now the Emperor. Padme will still have some political leaning, even though the Senate is just for show. She'd still be able to gather significant support for her and Anakin taking over from the Emperor. Now, what happens here is really quite difficult to speculate. If Anakin and Padme could get the commanders of the clone army on their side before Palpatine reorganises the entire military, then they may be able to launch a successful coup. However, what's possibly more likely to happen is Palpatine would catch on that his apprentice and his wife are conspiring against him and would likely order their and any of their sympathisers' execution immediately. Now, although Sidious would no longer have Vader, the Empire would continue to exist long after their death. Now, what if Anakin joined Padme? This is also incredibly unlikely, as Anakin is now a Sith and has done some pretty terrible things and still thinks he's gonna save Padme, but screw it, we'll say he has a change of heart and realise he's kind of been a dick.
Not even the younglings survived.
Now, although Padme's plan is to leave it all behind, I highly doubt that this is going to be allowed to happen. Firstly, because you can't just put a tyrant like Palpatine on the throne and then leave. As well as this, I imagine Palpatine would probably try to track Anakin and Padme down. I'm going to say that Obi-Wan and Anakin flee Mustafar and meet up with Yoda, who is not able to kill Palpatine. Since they now realise that Palpatine is going to be very difficult to defeat, Obi-Wan and Yoda would attempt to reorganise the remnants of the Jedi to prepare for a counterattack. Meanwhile, Anakin would return to Palpatine, feigning his role as his apprentice. Again, I doubt Palpatine would fall for this, but we'll say he does just for the fun of this theory. So, after Obi-Wan and Yoda have gathered a sizable amount of survivors varying in ability, Anakin would orchestrate a plan where the Jedi could strike out at Palpatine. Now, there'd be a sizable amount of Jedi here, but most importantly, Anakin would also be there, who is prophesied to kill Palpatine, so we'll say that the Jedi and Anakin are able to kill Palpatine. The Jedi and Anakin would then be forced to retreat, as the clones would still see the Jedi as hostile. Meanwhile, Padme, with the support from the delegation of 2000, would be able to push for the reinstating of the Republic. So it would end with democracy being reinstated after Palpatine's short rule, the Jedi would slowly rebuild and mend bridges with the Republic, Anakin and Padme would live happily ever after, probably in exile. Ew, that was actually a lot happier than I was expecting. Of course, Palpatine would likely find out, kill the remaining Jedi, as well as Skywalker and his conspirators. Just saying. But what do you think would happen in either of these scenarios, as I'm curious to find out. Thanks for watching, please remember to like, comment and subscribe for more content. As well as this, please follow me on Twitter @TheLawGuy for regular updates. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.